I've talked at length about all the things that I would put in the ultimate dream smart home. From the structure of the home itself to a fast and reliable network for everything to communicate over. If you haven't had a chance to check it out yet, here's a playlist with the previous videos. With all this infrastructure in place, we need a robust control system to tie everything together and make this home truly smart. My name is Steve, and this is it-alchemy. Control on a smart home is a bit of a predicament. There are some camps that advocate for voice controlling everything, some that prefer to do everything from their phone, and yet others that want a master panel to control all of the things. There are pros and cons to each, but whichever control method you end up using, it should be both contextual and convenient. Now, what I mean by that is that any point of control in a smart home should not be cumbersome to use, and it should be limited in scope to the task at hand. For example, say you're in the kitchen. Asking a voice assistant to turn on the lights should allow it to intuit that you mean the lights in the kitchen. Now, that's not to say that it shouldn't be capable of performing tasks in other locations when specified, but we should always assume that the user wants something to happen wherever they're at first. This also extends to physical controls. Most homes don't have light switches in rooms that control lights elsewhere in the house, right? Switches, sensors, NFC tags, all of these should be contextual to the location that they reside in. So with that in mind, which control method do we use in the ultimate smart home? How about all of them? First up, I really like dashboards, and I like to be able to see at-a-glance information pretty much any place I look. So we'll have tablets at key locations throughout the house, mainly in any main room or area. Each tablet will be wall mounted next to the primary light switch in that location, and it'll be over a recessed enclosure with a smart outlet. Something to note about the smart outlet, this allows us to automatically turn the power off and on to the tablet. Since most tablets have an internal battery, they'll continue to operate when the power is off, but constantly leaving the device charging can actually damage the battery over time. By using the Home Assistant companion app installed on the tablet, we can monitor the battery percentage and disable the charging power whenever it's fully charged, and then re-enable it to top it back up when it's low. Each tablet will have a custom dashboard specific to the area that it's located in. There are some common elements that are universal, such as house-wide notifications, weather, and the like, but since contextuality is the focus here, control elements are limited to just the devices and sensors in that area. For example, any given room, a tablet may display controls for only the lights in that area, as well as the localized sensors such as ambient temperature or even air quality. Additionally, because the UI is limited in scope, not every tablet needs as much screen real estate. I would go with something larger like a 12-inch panel in, say, the master bedroom or common areas like the kitchen or the living room, while bedrooms or other locations might only have a 10-inch tablet. In the case of bathrooms or laundry that are even less frequently used, perhaps we'll even go as small as 7 or 8 inches. Next up, we have voice control. And this is a bit tricky because commonly we're used to things like Siri or Alexa or Google to provide voice functionality. On top of that, voice recognition is localized to the smart device, and I don't really want to have to yell all the way across the house to be heard, nor do I want to have an Alexa in every single room. Luckily, our Home Assistant has local voice control and can be linked to multiple different AI agents and/or large language models. This is great because that means that we can run our very own voice assistant locally in our own home. There is a bit of a problem with that though. Without having a HomePod or Alexa device in every room, how do we get Home Assistant to hear us and how do we hear it? Well, we'll need some microphones and speakers pretty much everywhere. This isn't really as daunting as it sounds. I, for one, like to jam out from time to time, so having a whole home audio system is a great idea. So having speakers everywhere isn't that far-fetched. To accomplish this, we'll have one or more speakers located in each room, including the bathrooms. I like the Sonos Era 100s. It can be wall-mounted in the corner and has pretty decent room-filling sound. These speakers, in conjunction with other dedicated speakers for multimedia like the Sonos soundbars or surround systems paired with the TVs in various locations, can serve as a text-to-speech or TTS target for Home Assistant. Because of that, we can trigger alarms, notifications, or general announcements like dinner's ready, house-wide, to a group of speakers or individual specific ones. With some clever programming, we can make this even more contextual and check our presence sensors and only send announcements in locations that actually have someone in it to hear them. As an added bonus, we could be even more clever and use the Sonos integration with an Home Assistant when combined with the Home Assistant companion app and or maybe the presence sensors in the rooms to have your music actually follow you throughout the house, switching output from speaker to speaker based on the room that you're in. That's pretty cool. For microphones, we'll have to do likewise and put one in each location. This is a bit more problematic because good quality microphones are expensive and often require additional hardware like a mixer or a digital sound processor in order to get them to work. One way to get around this is to use some kind of embedded hardware like the Atom Echo smart speaker. This is a compact ESP32 device with a microphone and a speaker built in. While the microphone is not particularly great, with a few enhancements like noise suppression and automatic gain control, it can easily hear commands in most rooms. Mounting these devices in strategic places away from noise sources like HVAC vents will enable you to communicate with the voice assistant and have it play back information on the Sonos speakers. This makes control convenient from pretty much anywhere in the home. Speaking of notifications, these don't always have to be announced throughout the house and displayed on our dashboards. We can do subtle actions such as changing the color of lights in certain areas based on the environment, or even sending pop-up notifications to our LG TVs when someone's at the front door, and this can be a useful interaction without annoying the rest of the house. In that same line of thinking, sometimes it's equally useful not to want to be notified. For example, when I'm down here recording these YouTube videos, being able to temporarily disable or mute notifications from time to time can prevent interruptions. So now we pretty much have a fully designed smart house with complete control over basically everything. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more smart home content. And stay tuned for the next and last video in the Designing the Ultimate Smart Home series, where we'll talk about filling the rest of the house out with furnishings and fixtures. Wait, furniture can't be smart, or can it? Thanks for watching.